Alright, so just in case I don't want to use my first video, I'm gonna start with this one. But I think I just started out with saying, like, yeah, everybody's sent here to be different. What's the point of trying to be like another puzzle piece if we already have that puzzle piece? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything connects. Everybody's here for a reason. Everybody's sent here to do whatever. Why are you trying to be like the next puzzle piece? You're sent here to help us da 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 da. But how we gonna ever da 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 when you trying to da 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 da? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I would think I was talking to my little sister. I'm like, how boring would it be? Like, and instead of using the real skin color, I'd rather use a fake skin color. So I'm gonna use The Simpsons as an example. So how boring would it be if everybody would just walk around yellow? How will my kid come out different and unique if we all yellow? Why is everybody mad that why is everybody mad at diversity? I don't get it. I love diversity. I think it's beautiful. First of all, anything that is beautiful because it already is. Why are y'all trying to anyway? But yeah. Um but yeah, I just don't get why people are trying to be like the next person. Be the best version of you that you can be. That is what you're supposed to be trying to do, not the best version of them. Because what if they're not even being the best version of them? Now you're just being a clone version of, you're just being the best version to the baddest version of them. Like, like, connect to you. And I've noticed a lot of waking up and connecting happening. Everybody's connecting to their spirit. They're connecting to their spiritual side because, one, we are spiritual beings first. I was trying to record a video this morning. I've always had the inclination to try to speak on it, but it's so hard to get these words to match up. But just talking about why it's important to be spiritually, not even spiritually inclined, but to just know yourself. You don't have to call yourself spiritually inclined, because I think what I don't like with labeling things is people have different, I think when I say spiritual, sometimes people have this preconceived notion already that it means I'm going to be positive all the time, everything's going to go great, I'm never going to, it's not that way. So, and now that I'm getting older, there's certain labels that I don't even want to use anymore. So I'm just me. I'm just trying to be the best version of me that I can be. And yes, I believe in a higher power more than myself. So and I feel like the more you better yourself and you work on yourself, you connect more to that. You're naturally already connecting to that higher power. If we are made in its image, because I mean, I don't know everyone's definition of God or whatever. I don't know if someone thinks it's an actual man. I don't know if people just think it's a higher power. But whatever you think, I'm not telling you what to think. As long as you just don't think it's yourself making everything in the world happen. As long like you are making it happen, but like you didn't make those trees. You didn't make those birds. You know what I'm saying? There's something beyond yourself. That's what I mean. But yes, you still have the power within yourself because we are born of it from it. You still have that power within yourself to claim and command things to happen for yourself. But because I didn't want to get too far into that because I don't need controversial. I mean, it's going to happen anyway. But, and I'm coming on here to just speak from my viewpoint because that's all I can do. It's my perspective. I'm staying in my own lane. I can't come on here and tell somebody else what their perspective of life is. That's not what my job is. Somebody else's perspective might be completely different from mine. And look, as I say, there is really no such thing as right and wrong. Because if someone lived this type of life and they've seen these things, and I've lived this type of life and I've seen these things, what I see is right to me, and what is right to them is right to them. But I can't tell them that they're wrong. You know, it might not work with you, but it just don't work with you. Like I know how to stay in my own lane. So when you come on my page and you see me speaking, it's going to be about, yes, what I see, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling automatically. So that's a given. That's to anyone's page because I can only speak about what I've seen and what I've heard and what I've said. Only me. I can't say, yeah, my homegirl said, well, thanks, but I don't really care about the story anymore. But anyway, so yeah, I was just talking about why it's important to be spiritually inclined. And yeah, so first we're spiritual beings first, we're spiritual beings put inside of a body, so that's one. And my first point was talking about knowing how to be by yourself. You know, I've always been a person that's just been kind of more comfortable by myself. You know, I I'm very sensitive to energy. I can pick up energy as sensitive as a dime. Like, so now that I'm better at actually like guarding myself and picking up that, oh, it's not you, but it's someone around you. I think I'm, you know, a deep empath. So, but still, I know when I'm picking up too much, and I know how to space myself out. But that's not the complete point, because everyone doesn't have that problem. For instance, so let's say you are trying to connect to your spiritual self, and you have a question you want to ask, or there's something you want to know. You don't need a whole bunch of noise in your ear all the time. How are you going to receive that message? If you always around somebody else and you always so much noise all the time, how are you going to tell your thoughts from what aren't your thoughts? How are you going to tell your thoughts away from a message, you know? So with me really being like growing up, like now I'm getting to the point where I kind of can talk a lot, but before, just all eyes and ears, just watching. And I've learned so much about people that way. Like, I've learned how to pick up on like body language. Like I just tap into so much because I spent so long like just watching. So that's to the point now where it got to the point where I want to spend some time talking, but but now I'm trying to go back to, I don't even want to talk no more. I'm just about to go back to watching. But or a balance of watching and talking, because you can't just be out here not speaking. And I'm gonna get into the importance of speaking. And you know I'm learning not to use words frantically, but to use them in, anyway, it's another subject. But so yeah, being spiritually inclined and everything. So how are you going to tap into something speaking to you when you are never alone? Like, first of all, if you're a person that doesn't know how to do it at all, then yes, like you're going to slowly have to start working in moments of solitude. So you do learn how to differentiate your thoughts and your intuition. So yeah, practicing how to be alone. You can practice asking questions. And then another point I was trying to make, when a spiritual connection is happening for you, it's going to resonate with you. It's going to be in a symbolic way that resonates with you. So I can't tell you what that thing could be. So like, let's say you have a special spiritual connection to trees, or like when you were younger, your dad gave you a tree, something with a tree on it. Like, trees always meant something to you. And so later in life, you really had like a question about something, and maybe let's say your father or something isn't here anymore as well, or he's just not around, or I don't know, something. And I just hope I want to make this isn't going to make complete sense, but it's just gonna, I don't know, let's say you had a question about something and you're like, hey, da 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 da, and one day when you're not even thinking about it, and it helps to be in a flow, like just go with the flow kind of mood. Try not to be in a bad mood, because when you're in bad mood, and I've learned this myself, you end up missing things that you don't see when you're in a go with the flow mood. Because when you're a happier person, we naturally just let in more, we're open to more things. And when we're mad, it's like, don't say nothing to, you know what I'm saying? You can't knock out stuff because you do not know how that message was going to be sent to you. You don't know if it was going to be sent to you in thought form. You don't know if it was going to be sent in person form. Because there has been times where, like, for instance, as far as this, a certain situation, there are things that I know, and there are things like that I know, like I shouldn't handle things a certain way, but I forget for a minute. Like, we're all human. I have my little slip up moments, like I'm still trying to get better at this spiritual path and bettering myself just like everyone else is. So I have little moments when I slip up or whatever, and like I'll go to work or something, and this is just recently I went to work, and it's like someone will say exactly like it. They said to me what I would say to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little reminder or like a little message. And to me, I took that as like, you know better to start responding a certain way, so let me just send in a little message right quick to remind you. But, or for instance, if you had a question, so back to the tree thing, so like if you had a question, for instance, and then let's say you're at work or something and you just happen to glance up and you seen that tree on someone's car or something, and it just caught your attention and it made you feel some type of way or something, like sometimes that can be a message on how it works for you. Because think about it, there's so much going on, like if I am working and blah 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 and I just happen to look up and something resonates with me, it's like I meant to see it. Because what are the odds that I saw that? What are the odds that anybody else is looking at that and getting a message from it? From, you know what I'm saying? What are the odds that that person parks right there and, you know what I'm saying, at this time of the day while I'm at work? Like, nothing is by coincidence. So if everybody realizes that and go ahead and gets like, I say it's just a coincidence, but I say that knowing that there's no such thing as a coincidence. It's just the word to say when things are lining up. Things are always lining up. People are just, oh, it's just a coincidence. Oh, those things just, no, it will not happen unless it's meant to happen. So my camera's about to die soon, but so I'm probably gonna have to make another video of this. But let's see. I can't think of any more examples. I just got so much pressure right now because the camera started dying. I'm like, oh my god. But let's see. And I always tell this example about how my intuition spoke to me once. I was getting off work late one night and it was like 11-12 o'clock at night, not really a lot of cars on the road. And when I was younger, my dad is always telling me like prepositional that I don't know if that's the right word, things that help me prepare. He's always implementing getting ready, so you know, stay ready so you never have to get ready. If you prepare, you don't have to be lacking, you know what I'm saying? So he's always just telling me stuff, and I take it in. I take advice in from everybody, you know what I'm saying? I just store it back in my subconscious or wherever. But so I remember one time he told me, he was like, you know, when you're driving, never let a light tell you when to go. You know what I'm saying? Never let that light tell you when to go. You always check, you know, because you're dealing with people. The lights, they just there. So anyway, I'm getting off work late. And as I'm driving, so I'm at this stoplight, so this is me, and then there's this long road, and there's this one car driving, like he's kind of back here, and I see it's late, so like I see the lights turn yellow, like it lights up the whole street, and then I see it turns red, and so my light is green. I literally see it, and then I hear something in my ear say, never let a light tell you when to go. And so I stop. And I noticed that car did not slow down worth nothing. So like in my head, I like drove, like if I was to like actually like drive, I kind of, and boy do you, like we would have met. And all I'm thinking is like, because at that time my dad's voice had got so loud, like that specific time of night and this specific situation, his voice was so loud in my ear, and I listened, and boy, it helped me. It literally, that could have been something else. And I just sat there like, and I'm looking, I'm like, yo, there's nobody else out here. And I'm like, yo, he probably didn't even see me, like. And so, I mean, I've been learned to tap into my intuition, but there's definitely, I've definitely been put in situations where I'm tested, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to, it does get to a point where you're trying to test, are these my thoughts, or are these, you have to test it. But it starts getting to a point where it's really strong, and at least for me, to the point where sometimes I feel like, you know, I have even psychic capabilities, but I'm just really tuned in. So sometimes it gets to the point where I even get mad that I didn't listen to myself now, because I'm like, it's always telling me something. And it's not, I don't ask for a lot of information, but sometimes it's just thrown at me and I'm not thinking much of it until that information is needed. Or, you know, I mean, I'm getting better at now using the information, but you have to practice. Everything takes practice, but you have to start, you know, you have to start in order for it to blossom and become into something and get stronger. But I'm gonna have to make another video because my camera's gonna die. But I hope I made sense. for the people that it resonates with. I hope it resonates with someone. I mean, everyone in some type of way, but you know, it's gonna be some people more than others. But all right, thank you. Bye. Like and subscribe my videos, please.